Hey guys, welcome back to the video. I'm Luke, an ACA qualified accountant, having passed all 15 of my ACA exams at the first attempt. And in today's video, we're going to discuss and introduce the Next Gen ACA, which is the major syllabus overhaul, which commences from September 2025 onwards. We'll discuss what is changing, what's staying the same, how it's going to impact you as a student. So if you are a current candidate or you're kicking off your ACA journey from September 2025 onwards, hopefully after watching this video you feel a little bit more informed about what's next for you and your ACA journey. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So let's start off with a snapshot of some of the biggest changes Next Gen brings compared to the current version of the ACA qualification. First, the total number of exams is being reduced. The old ACA syllabus had 15 exams across the 3 levels. The Next Gen ACA brings this down to 14 exams, 6 at the certificate level, 6 at the professional level, and 2 at the advanced level. And it will do this by streamlining some of the content and restructuring how the advanced level is going to be assessed. Second, there's a change in emphasis. The traditional ACA was very, I would say, technical, with standalone papers examining areas like financial reporting and audit. The new approach shifts more towards an integrated case study style of assessment. That doesn't necessarily mean the technical content is disappearing altogether, but it does mean that students will be tested more on their ability to apply the knowledge that they're accumulating to realistic, real-world business scenarios, rather than simply just reproducing or regurgitating technical rules and principles. Third, the ICAEW is taking the opportunity to embed sustainability and ethics into the qualification. This is one of the most visible changes that you're going to see. A brand new exam at the certificate level called Sustainability and Ethics is being introduced, and that will cover ethical dilemmas in greater depth, as well as environmental, social, and governance related issues. These themes are also going to be reinforced at the professional and advanced level, so it's not just going to be a certificate level thing, making ethics and ESG a core part of what it means to be an ACA qualified accountant going forward. Finally, the Next Gen ACA is going to introduce the Specialised Learning and Development Pathway. This is a set of 30 short digital learning units that allows you to explore topics such as technology, data, and also some more sector-specific issues. This pathway isn't examined per se, but it will give you the flexibility to tailor your development to your specific career interests and areas of focus. So, to summarise what's going on, the Next Gen ACA is bringing with it fewer exams. It's going to place greater focus on real-world case studies, and it's also going to place an increased emphasis on ESG, and it's going to introduce a brand new learning pathway. All of these changes are designed to modernise the ACA and make it more relevant for the challenges accountants are currently seeing and currently facing in today's business environment. At the new certificate level, there are 6 exams which will form the foundation of the Next Gen ACA. On this slide, we'll quickly run through each exam in turn and discuss what sort of material you'll be expected to cover in each. The first exam that you'll probably sit on the new qualification is Accounting Fundamentals. This exam introduces double entry bookkeeping, the accounting equation, the process of preparing basic financial statements. It's the bedrock of everything that follows in the qualification, so mastering the concepts that you encounter in this exam is going to be absolutely essential. The exam is tested through a mix of multi-choice exam questions and long-form scenario-based questions, and this is probably going to be what you'll find to be the most challenging exam at the certificate level. Next, we have Assurance and Risk Fundamentals. This paper covers the role of audit and assurance within business. It covers how risks are identified and mitigated, and also the importance of things like professional judgment and professional skepticism. It sets the stage for more advanced assurance and audit content that you're going to meet later on at the professional level, and it's an entirely multi-choice exam. It contains around 50 questions and it's entirely multi-choice. The third exam is Business Insight and Performance. This is the exam which has replaced management information, and it focuses on things like costings, performance analysis, investment appraisal analysis. It's about using numbers to support decision making and evaluating how businesses perform in practice. This exam is majority multi-choice, but it also does include one small scenario-based question. The fourth exam that you're going to encounter at the certificate level is business law. Here you will learn the legal frameworks within which businesses need to operate. Topics include things like contract law, company law, and the legal responsibilities of both directors and accountants within businesses, partnerships, and companies. This exam is a little bit different from everything else you'll come across on the qualification, but it ensures that you understand the wider context of professional work within the financial services industry, not just the financial aspects of running a business, but also the legal frameworks which underpin corporate activities. And law, again, is a 100% multi-choice exam. The fifth exam on my list is the brand new Sustainability and Ethics paper. This is one of the major new additions in Next Gen ACA. It tests how accountants handle ethical dilemmas, conflicts of interest, and also how sustainability and ESG issues affect financial and business decisions made by executives. And finally, we have tax fundamentals. This exam introduces the UK tax system. It introduces you to things like income tax, corporation tax, VAT, national insurance, all the different types of taxes that exist within the UK. You're going to be expected to perform basic tax calculations and understand how tax affects both individuals as well as businesses and companies. And you'll also need to undertake 2 long-form tax calculations in that paper. So altogether, these 6 certificate level exams will build your foundation, they'll build your knowledge, and they cover technical accounting, assurance, law, tax, and ethics and sustainability. And I think doing well at this level will set you up really nicely to perform and ace the professional level. The professional level is, again, made up of 6 exams, and it builds on the foundational knowledge that you accumulate at the certificate level. The first exam on my list is the fundamental case study. This is a brand new exam, and it's designed to test how well you can apply all of the concepts you learned at the certificate level in a realistic, practical business scenario. You'll need to interpret information, make business judgments, and communicate recommendations just like you would in the actual workplace. Next up, you have assurance, risk, and reporting. This exam combines both assurance and audit topics with elements of risk management and financial reporting. It's also about understanding how assurance provides confidence to stakeholders and how accountants can identify, assess, and report on audit risks. The third exam on my list is tax compliance and planning. This builds on the certificate level tax paper by covering more detailed tax computations for both individuals and corporate entities. And it also introduces the idea of tax planning. So you'll be tested not just on your calculations, but also on how different taxes would impact your ability to make decisions and advise clients. The fourth paper is corporate reporting, data, and assurance. This is a broad exam that combines financial reporting with data and more technological themes, as well as assurance. It reflects the modern role of accountants who increasingly are forced to analyse complex data while also producing high quality financial reports. Next up, we have business and digital strategy. This paper focuses on how businesses can create value, compete in digital markets, and adapt to different strategic challenges. The topics tested here include things like digital transformation, innovation, and long-term corporate planning and strategy. Finally, on my list, we have corporate financial strategy. This paper develops your financial management skills, including topics such as investment appraisal, capital structure, valuations, and financing decisions. It's all about applying corporate finance theory to corporate strategy in a practical and intuitive way. So together, these 6 exams are more integrated and business focused than what we found at the same level in the current version of the ACA. They combine technical rigor with strategic and digital themes, which helps prepare students like yourself to operate as trusted, holistic business advisors as well as more technical accountants. And at the advanced level, the Next Gen has simplified the structure massively. It's reduced the number of exams from 3 down to 2. So the first exam we have now is the technical case study. This exam focuses on applying your technical knowledge to areas like financial reporting, tax, assurance. And here you're going to be expected to handle complex scenarios, interpret financial data, and show a deeper level of technical competence than you were at the professional level. The second exam is the strategic case study. This exam shifts the emphasis more towards leadership and commercial judgment. You're going to need to analyse a simulated business situation, evaluate certain risks, and make strategic recommendations, all while demonstrating both ethical and sustainable thinking. These two case studies replace what we had before. We had corporate reporting, strategic business management, and the old case study, and they mark the final stage of your ACA journey, testing whether you can operate not just as a technical expert, but also as a trusted business advisor. So that's the list of exams that you'll come across on the new syllabus. In terms of timelines, Next Gen is being phased in gradually, and the old or current ACA syllabus is being also phased out gradually. So to see how this is all going to work, I've prepared a timeline for each level of the qualification. Starting with the certificate level, the Next Gen exams will begin on September 2025, but the current ACA certificate level exams are going to run in parallel until March 2026. That means between September 2025 and March 2026, both versions of the certificate level will be available to sit if you're an existing ACA candidate who signed up to the qualification before July 2025. But after March 2026, only the Next Gen certificate level exams are going to remain. No one is going to be able to sit the old syllabus from March 2026 onwards. The last exam for the old syllabus is going to take place in early 2026. After that, you'll never be able to sit that version of the exam again. At the professional level, the new syllabus starts being examined from March 2026. That's when the first sitting takes place. The current professional level exams are going to continue to run until September 2026. So again, there's going to be about 6 months worth of overlap where both the old and new exams are going to be available to sit. After September 2026, only the Next Gen professional level exams will be available. So September 2026 is the date of the last sitting for the current ACA syllabus. Finally, the advanced level, the transition here is slightly more complex. The current case study exam will have its final sitting in November 2026, while the current corporate reporting and strategic business management papers will run until November 2027. Whereas the Next Gen advanced level, which consists of the two case study papers, which I discussed on the previous slide, launch in July 2027. So for a short period in late 2027, legacy students will have the option of sitting either the old advanced papers or the new ones, depending on their particular pathway. So to summarise this slide, both the current ACA and the Next Gen ACA are going to run in parallel for a few months, ensuring students that signed up to the qualification just before July 2025 have some flexibility during the transitional phase. By the end of 2027 though, the old ACA is going to be fully phased out and only the Next Gen ACA will remain. One important thing to highlight is that the professional work experience requirement remains exactly the same under Next Gen. To qualify as an ICAEW chartered accountant, students need to complete a minimum of 450 days of practical work experience. These days need to be logged with an authorised training employer and typically cover a range of technical areas such as audit, accounting, tax, advisory. The idea is to make sure that alongside passing the exam, students also gain the hands-on experience that they need to apply their technical knowledge in the real world. So while the current structure of the exams may be changing, the work experience requirement continues to be a core part of the ACA journey and it hasn't changed. So it's ensuring that every qualified member is able to accumulate both the technical knowledge and the practical skills they need to thrive within the industry. Finally, let's take a little look at the transitional arrangements which explain how existing ACA students will move from the current ACA to the Next Generation ACA. So the key cut-off date for all of this is 1st of July 2025. If your training agreement started on or after this date, you will automatically commence your studies under the Next Generation ACA. You won't have the option to take the current ACA syllabus exams. That means your entire journey from certificate level all the way through to the final case study exams will follow this new syllabus structure. For those students who signed up to the ACA before 1st of July 2025, you've basically got two options. The first option is to remain on the current ACA scheme and complete your qualification under the existing structure before November 2027, as per everything I ran through on my timeline slide on the last slide. The second option for you is to transfer across to Next Gen ACA. But what I would say about that is the transfer is going to be a little bit complicated because it's subject to specific transition rules, which determine how the exams you've already completed map across to the new syllabus. So for example, certain exams you've already passed will carry forward into equivalent Next Gen papers, while others may need to be retaken or resubmitted. So it's a little bit complicated if you want to transfer across from the current syllabus to the Next Gen syllabus. During the transitional period, both the current ACA and the Next Gen ACA are going to run in parallel, like I discussed on the previous slide, and that's to ensure that no one is being disadvantaged by the transition and to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to complete the qualification in a way that's fair. However, again, at the end of 2027, the current ACA syllabus will be completely phased out and only the Next Gen ACA syllabus is going to remain. So, to recap, the key point, I know this is all confusing, but the headline point from this slide is that if your training agreement starts from 1st of July 2025 onwards, you'll follow Next Gen ACA automatically. Whereas if you signed up earlier than that date, you'll have the flexibility to either finish the current ACA syllabus or transfer across to Next Gen, depending on what works best for you, and I guess what works best for your employer as well. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to cover in this video. Hopefully that was all straightforward and made sense. I'm planning to make another video and going into a little bit more depth on some of the transitional arrangements in due course, but for the moment, hopefully you're a little bit clearer on what Next Gen is all about, what it comprises, what the exams look a bit like, and what the transitional arrangement looks like if you're a current ACA candidate. Any questions, feel free to fire them off in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them. If you like the video, please smash the like button and consider subscribing. I'm making tons of videos about the ACA and the Next Gen syllabus, so it'd be great to have you on board for this journey. And I'll see you guys in the next video.